have brass, you got to combine certain metals. So they were very knowledgeable with metals. Now, with the remains of Noah's Ark, since the rivets were found fossilized, it was found to contain aluminum and titanium. And we know titanium it's anti-corrosive, very light, very strong. And their intelligence was way off the chart. Adam was a very, Noah was a very smart man, very smart, and it shows in the way the ship was designed.
Exactly, exactly. Uh, a lot of people feel that, it wasn't some guy living in a cave that came out with, some kind of club and tried to put together a boat. This is, they had a lot of knowledge back then.
That's correct, Rick. When God made Adam, He made Adam pre-programmed. Adam could talk, run, jog, do everything, and God made Adam fully mature though, and Adam's IQ must have been off the charts. He must have had photographic memory, and his knowledge was just passed down from generation to generation.
Yeah. He named all the animals, so he had quite a job out there in the Garden of Eden.
And the problem was because of sin, everything started deteriorating and degenerating. If you may, like with evolution, everything is getting stronger, smarter, better, faster, and it's just not happening, though. That's not reality. It's a fairy tale. Everything's been degenerating. That's why scientists say that we only use like 10% of our brain.
I was just going to say that. We're probably using less and less.
A lot less.
Because we're not challenged anymore. We leave it up to a very few people to create things like Einstein and stuff like this. And a lot of times they're guessing.
That's true. Assumption.
And
a lot of assumption.
It's just like the medical field today that they call it that it's a practice that the doctors are doing a practice. And what does practice mean? It means they're experimenting.
That's scary, though.
That's a little scary. And a lot of times, just like medications, they're not really cures. They're Band-Aids, and they're just to cover up, but they don't cure the problem.
And I just want to point out that it seems like we have a lot of technology, but I'm really speaking about the ability to reason and think. It was incredible. Yes. I mean, incredible. If people like that were alive today, I mean, this planet would be totally different.
Yes. It's amazing. Even some of the finds that they find in these different places with archaeology, whether it be South America or wherever, that they knew a lot more about astronomy than we know today.
That's true.
Even with all our, the telescopes that can see everywhere and the satellites and everything else, that these people had it right on the money. Everything had it right on the money, and they didn't have all the things that we have today. So we think we're smart, but we're not as smart as we think.
Yeah, and if anything, like most people think that years ago, at least at the beginning of the creation of man, if you may, that man was like a caveman with a caveman. This is what I call the caveman mentality. No, that we were made in the image and likeness of God. We don't have the caveman mentality is if you come from an animal, but we don't. God created us in His image and likeness.
That's right.
Thank God.
Thank God. Thank God. And when this earthquake came where the ark was, it revealed ribs to the boat, right?
That's correct. Actually, it exposed the ribs, vertical ribs, and they just not. You will not find anything like that anywhere in the world. That's not natural. It's man-made. Nothing like that forms naturally.
That's right.
It's too perfect, though, precise.
And this boat that they found is the exact dimensions that the Bible talks about, isn't it?
That's correct. The Bible's using the cubits, the 300 cubits. Well, we're going to take the length, And the assumption that most people make, Rick, is that they're using the Hebrew cubit, which is 18 inches. If you use 300 cubits times the Hebrew cubit, 18 inches, you're going to come up with 450 feet. But the ark, the length of the ark is 515 feet. That's been measured by laser and also by measuring tape. But most people, they forget that Moses was educated in Egypt. Moses only knew the royal